Hey, everybody, it's Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News. And we're back with another great edition of Pots and Shots with Jake Jacoby, CEO of TelCloud. Jake, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Doug. Nice to see you again. Glad to be here.
So, we're on this multi part journey where we've been discussing about a huge shift. It impacts just about every piece of infrastructure, maybe in the whole world. Any place there's an elevator, a stairway, a long hallway, you probably have a phone everybody forgot about, a little bit of copper. That copper is going away. That used to be called POTS. It's being replaced. This series talking about POTS replacement. We're also having a tour of the very best tequilas in the whole wide world. So hang out because it's going to be really cool. It's going to be cool about the opportunity, and it's going to be really cool about what we're going to learn later. So today we're talking about modularity and flexibility for modern infrastructure. So Jake, first of all, let's get into this. What does modularity really mean in the context of modern telecom infrastructure?
Yeah, so for TelCloud specifically, and POTS line replacement in general, you need equipment, on-premise equipment, and that on-premise equipment talks to cloud infrastructure, right? So you've got cloud infrastructure that is keeping everything online and making everything work, and then the on-premise equipment. So there's a couple different ways that you can take that, approach that. Some of our competitors have created an all-in-one box. We have a version of that as well. And that all-in-one box is very nice and compact, and you can put that in a telco room and deliver POTS lines. The problem with an all-in-one box is that in that box you have a battery, you have the analog copper conversion, and then you have some type of connectivity, which for life safety needs to be LTE or 5G. Well, when you put an LTE or 5G router in a closet, it is probably the worst place in the building that you can put it, right? It's like going into the basement and trying to make a phone call on your cell phone. So you need to, as we all know, we all use cell phones, and if you are outside or you're near a window or you get better reception. So same thing happens in this business, right? So when you take that approach and put everything in one box, well, if you need to get the signal to that box, you have to move the box, or you have to bring signal into that room, or you have to extend antennas out. And so that is sometimes difficult to do, or expensive to do, or time, it takes a lot of time to do. So we've taken an approach where we have a box that has the battery and the conversion in it, the analog to digital conversion, but then we typically power the connectivity via a power over Ethernet, which means that we can put that cellular router up to 250 feet away. The other beauty of that is that cellular router could be a 4G, could be a 5G, could be one of many different amazing brands out there. So we partner with Ericsson, Digi, Inseego, in-hand networks, right? A lot of different PepLink. So pretty much if it's a cellular router out there, then we have an integration with it. The nice thing is it allows you to pick the right connectivity for sometimes dual purpose needs, right? And then the other piece of that is that as you go forward in the future, and let's say we're using 4G, and then the world is obviously changing to 5G and then 6G and then on beyond that, you simply have to change that connectivity. You don't have to change the whole infrastructure and box. Our box is meant to be there for 15 to 20 years. So that modular approach has a lot of benefits, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and is that the same as what you guys are calling a hybrid solution? Hybrid solutions bridging the gap as well?
Yeah, so we can, when you use the word hybrid, right? There's it could be, we talk about it on the hybrid way on the hardware, right? So what I just talked about, having different ability to have different types of routers, different companies moving that router, that's kind of a hybrid approach. The other hybrid approach is on the infrastructure, right? So remember we said this on-premise equipment talks to the cloud, or talks securely to that cloud and then transmits whatever type of communication path. It could be fire alarm, could be bird, could be a fax, could be voice, could be modem. So all of these different protocols take different paths. For us, what we found is that when you are transmitting, and we've talked about this in other episodes, and just alarm signals over voice over IP or voice over LTE just doesn't work that well, right? It's 90 to 95% accurate. So we've taken a hybrid, different approach in which that we capture those signals, we transmit them to our UL listed data centers that then communicate directly with UL listed central alarm stations, right? So again, code compliant, new technology, it's a hybrid approach, right? So we can use the word hybrid in many different ways on the hardware side, but also on the infrastructure side.
So from a reseller's perspective, how can this flexibility become a selling point?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're delivering this to your customer, what you really want to do, what are you trying to do for that customer? You're trying to solve their needs, right? And what is their need? Their need is a communication path that's going to work, right? And you don't want to put in a communication path that works today and is not going to work in 3 years or 5 years, or you're going to have to go back and fix it because it wasn't flexible enough to change with how everything's changing, right? So that's what we do at TelCloud. We make sure that our infrastructure, that our solution is future proofed, right? Meaning what you're going to install today is going to work in the future. What does that mean for you as a reseller? It means that ultimately your customer doesn't care about the hardware. They don't care about that. They want service, and they want that service to work. And that's what you're selling them. That's, they don't want to buy routers and boxes, and they want a guaranteed service, and they want you to make it easy for them. And so they want to check this box, right? They just want it to know that it's going to work. And that's what you get by using this hybrid approach and being able to have a flexible approach that is going to work for many years to come. It's guaranteed service delivery to your customer so that you don't have to go babysit this thing. You don't have to go, roll trucks and go touch it and, reboot it and things like that. It is built to be out there in the field for 15 to 20 years, all remotely managed, all remotely monitored, which translates into, guaranteed service to your end customer, which is really what they want.
And now we get to the shots part of our podcast. So I think you've got an interesting thing for us today. So for people who haven't watched this series before, we talk about POTS. We talk about the great opportunities that are there, and they are great opportunities for MSPs, so many different places. And then we discuss the best tequilas in the world. What do you have for us today, Jake?
So today I have, again, I always say one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorite tequilas, as you can probably see, but one of a great brand is a brand called Ocho. So first of all, I actually have 3 bottles today, so I can talk a little bit about it. But so this Ocho, if you look at here, so this is a Blanco, or they call it Plata. So it's clear. Again, in our last one, we talked about a little bit about how we age tequila. So what I wanted to do today is show you one fantastic brand, clean, organic type of tequila, 100% agave, blue agave. It's called Ocho. But if you take this same exact tequila and you age it a bit, you can see that it turns a little bit darker because it was aged in an oak barrel. And this is a reposado, meaning rested, right? So, and that could be 6 months to a year and a half. And so this tequila is the same exact as this, only this one's been aged in an oak barrel. And then if I can do it with my hands here, I will show you the same tequila is aged even more, and it's called añejo, meaning aged even more. So you can see the subtle difference right here. If you look at these 3 bottles, it goes from Blanco to Reposado to añejo, and then there's actually an extra añejo, but I would need another hand for that. So, but just to show you kind of the difference, same exact tequila, a little bit different taste, but definitely check out Ocho, one of the best brands out there. So, a little education on how we age tequila.
That's really amazing. Well, Jake, I really want to thank you for joining me again today. This has been very interesting. I think it's very important and very informative that there are different approaches to helping customers move on from POTS. Also, I think you're bringing up some really interesting issues about redundancy and reliability and so on. These solutions really have to work when they need to work. Thank you for the amazing tour of the tequila and our ongoing education. This was a unique one, by the way, for folks who haven't seen it. I want to invite everyone, take a look at this series. It's up on our website. We're continuing. We'll have some more for you soon. But for now, thank you very much indeed for joining me. Where can we learn more about TelCloud?
Yeah, thank you, Doug. Appreciate it. You can always find us at telcloud.com or 844-900-2270. Give us a call. We'd love to partner with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.